Kiddushin dafbrama. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the 8-minute daf. A gemar chasim toiva, a good geben shior. Sitting here on Tzom Gedalia. Hope it's a meaningful fast for everybody. There's an Isser Doiraisa of Karcha, which is if a person out of pain, losing a close relative or somebody that they know, rips out their hair from their head, they're over on the Isser Karcha. Isi comes up with a big Kiddushin and he says this Isser doesn't apply to women. Why does he say that? So they have a three-way machlokes. There are those who say because it says in the pasuk the word banim, and banim refers to sons and not daughters. The fact that the Torah says Am Kadosh, the entire nation, holy nation, is referring to another Isser called Gedida. Gedida and Srita are very similar. According to Isi, they're the same. Gedida is where a person takes a tool and rips his skin out of pain for the mace, and Srita is with his hand. Now, he holds that Gedida is in the entire body. Everybody holds it's on the entire body, all skin, whereas Karcha is only in the head, so therefore he removes that Isser. He says that doesn't apply to women. Abai and Rava have different reasons. Abai and Rava both say that the word banim doesn't refer to sons, rather refers to children. And he says, they both say that all of Klal Yisrael are considered banim, regardless. And we're going to get into it a little bit. So according to Abaya, Isi's going to hold his Gzeir Shava from Karcha, from the Kohanim. Now, without the Gzeir Shava, we would think that, as you see in the parasha, it says Bnei Aaron. In the beginning, it talks about the sons of Aaron. Does it refer to the entire parasha afterwards, including pasuk Hey that says about Karcha? So, because without the Gzeir Shava, I would say that pasuk Gimel makes a break. That he should become tamei to a sister who's never married. That applies also to women. Women should bury a sister that was never married. That's a positive, that's a mitzvah say, go ahead and bury them. So perhaps it's a hefsek for all the lois assays that come after that. So the Bnei Aaron doesn't apply to pasuk Hey, perhaps. But because we have Gzeir Shava, it does. According to Rava, this Gzeir Shava only comes to teach us that Karcha is not just bein einechem, like the pasuk says. It's referring to the entire head, all hair in the back, in the front, and the sides. And if a person rips out 5 different places of his head simultaneously, he's chayav 5 times. And it only applies if you rip out your hair for a mace. Rava doesn't hold like Abaya, that you can learn a second Gzeir Shava from the extra hay of Karcha. So Rava learns the Gzeir Shava bein einechem from tefillin. Just like tefillin, women are potter from wearing tefillin, so too they're potter from the Isser of Karcha. And according to Abaya, he uses Gzeir Shava bein einechem to teach us that tefillin must be put on the head where there's hair. And in fact, I brought in the shir that if you put your tefillin shorosh slightly below the roots of your hair, in other words, if somebody has long hair coming down, that's not the makam. The makam is where the roots are. And if it gets slightly past that, the Mishnah Berurah says he's not yaitza, and it's a brachal of atala. It's possible a person wears tefillin his entire life, and he was never yaitza, Rahman al-Islam. According to Rabbi Yehuda, Klal Yisrael are considered banim, children, only when they act like children. They do the proper thing. According to Rameir, even when they act bishtus, or they're not loyal, loy emun, or mashchisim, even if they do avodah zara, they're considered banim. If a person does tshuva after he does avodah zara, not only is he considered a ben, but he's considered bnei ma'alya, a great son. The Mishnah tells us, brand new Mishnah, there's a Gzeir Sakasov that the following things don't apply to women at all. These are avodas in the Beis HaMikdash. The first one is smicha, where when you bring a carbon, you lean your entire body weight on the carbon, and you say psukim, that doesn't apply to women. Tnufa, you take a mincha, and you shake it like a lulav. Go forwards, backwards, up, down. Besides, a mincha soita and a nazira, which do apply to women. A woman doesn't do the avodah of kohanim, doing malika, which is the way you shecht a bird in the Beis HaMikdash with your thumbnail, hazah, sprinkling of the blood, even that of a bird, because it's kavachomer that you learn from an animal. An animal, you could do shchita with a Yisrael. Yisrael is kosher with the shchita, but from that point on, the kohen takes over. But when it comes to a bird, the malika is only with the kohen, so certainly from that point on, it has to be done with the kohen, and not a woman. The hazah of the paraduma that you sprinkle towards the Beis HaMikdash by paraduma, and the parapnimi, on Yom Kippur, you bring a a par, that's pasha, that's mefurish psukim, that's only the Kohen Gadol. To receive the blood after shechita, only a Kohen, not a woman. Hagasha, to take the mincha in its pot and touch the southwest corner of the mizbeach, that's not a woman. Kmitza, to put your hand into the flour and grab 3 fingers worth of flour to make a kmitza, that's only by a man, by a kohen. And haktara, I'm putting the carbon onto the mizbeach. We learned the idea of tnufa with a kohen from a saita, and the fact that it has to be the owner as well, we learned that from Shlamim. And we make a gzer shava, yad, that the kohen together with the bailam, even the saita, the kohen does it together with her, and that's how you do tnufa. Rabbi Isai, have a wonderful day.